fire and fury, a nighttime inferno of flames engulfing oil tankers and facilities across 23,000 square meters in Russia. Ukraine striking back with its own drone offensive, knocking out critical infrastructure in Russia. Zelensky will not submit despite all of the efforts by Donald Trump and Putin to try to get him to just give up. That's what real strength looks like. Now, going to the domestic front, what's happening in the United States, where Donald Trump has the lowest approval in presidential history. You take a look at the front page of newspapers from Chattanooga to Palm Beach to New Jersey and in Milwaukee, and you'll see front pages like this. Food pantries are flooded with new people. Many are seeking food as the shutdown destroys their lives. Or how about this from the Boston Globe? Food banks simply can't keep up with the rising demand. Or this, I don't know what I'm going to do. Americans worry they will be starving to death by this Trump regime. Or this, Trenton leaders try to step up funding for food. And this is from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Compassion for hunger isn't partisan. We have tens of millions of people here in the United States, which purports to be the wealthiest country in the history of humankind. And we have tens of millions of people starving to death right now as the Trump regime doesn't give a crap. In fact, what it cares about is being malicious and harming Americans while Donald Trump is out there partying in Mar-a-Lago with his great Gatsby theme Halloween party. And I think the theme logo or the theme motto was "A little partying never killed nobody," or words to that effect. As The Economist writes, Donald Trump's approval rating is the lowest it has ever been right now. But Donald Trump was out there in Mar-a-Lago partying. We saw photos like this and photos like this, and he had women who were half naked while men were, saying gross kind of things at them. I'll just show you this clip right here of what was going down while Americans are starving to death. This is just another night at Mar-a-Lago. Play this clip right here. And here's another clip of women dancing for Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. This is just gross. This is gross behavior. This is supposed to be the president of the United States. It's vomit-inducing. Here, play this clip. Meanwhile, while that was taking place, Donald Trump was making post after post last night, and he was demanding that the Republicans kill the filibuster in the Senate. Exactly what I predicted with California Governor Gavin Newsom in the interview we did together. Check out that interview, by the way. It's on Gavin Newsom's YouTube page. We spoke for about 80 minutes, and I had the honor of him interviewing me, but we predicted this would happen exactly like this. Trump writes the following. Remember, Republicans, regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court. Wah, 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 wah. Their two objectors are gone. Wah, wah. Don't be weak and stupid. Fight, 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 fight. Win, 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 win. We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that these deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster! Exclamation points. Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our country. Well, we'll see how serious you are while those half-naked girls are dancing there, while you and your oligarch billionaire friends are just being disgusting with them, while the American people are suffering and starving to death. And what Democrats are fighting for, the American people realize it's for them to actually be able to eat food, because you, Donald Trump, and these MAGA Republicans are quite literally ripping food out of the the mouths of Americans because you want Americans to starve to death and die. You want to take away healthcare away from Americans to kill them. You have a murderous agenda, you and the MAGA Republicans, because you hate Americans. You'd rather have your tax cuts and party with your billionaires with those half-naked girls while Americans are suffering, starving to death, and will die because they're not getting healthcare. What are Democrats fighting for? To keep Americans on their healthcare plans. Just extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies. You refuse to do that because you want to kill Americans. It's that simple. You don't care as long as you get richer and your oligarch billionaire friends get richer. That is all you care about. Then Donald Trump posed, Seth Meyers of NBC, blah, blah, blah. He's not talented. Wah, wah, wah. You are a freaking baby who should never have been close to the White House, yet alone the freaking leader of the United States, which is utterly disgusting. And here we see Donald Trump just posting crazy stuff throughout the night. I'm not even going to read for you most of it. I'll just show you this one right here, but I want to give it the appropriate context. Trump posts crazy stuff, as Aaron Rupert says, like this, at times where he feels like he's not getting enough attention and wants people to start talking about him again. It's deranged, narcissistic behavior. And as Carl Quintanilla writes, he knows the Sunday show producers are busy stacking their rundowns. Got to feed them topics that aren't shut down, snap, inflation, or Epstein. So Donald Trump says that we should invade Nigeria. That's his new one. Oh, I'm going to do a social media post about invading Nigeria. Ha ha. I mean, just such an idiot. I mean, such a loser. Who behaves like this? He writes, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns a-blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing the Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs that attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. So what, you're threatening to invade Nigeria now? You're threatening to invade Venezuela now? You're threatening to invade Colombia now? That's your behavior right now, while giving $40 billion bailouts to Argentina, while attacking Canada and Europe and Australia. I mean, this is your behavior. Oh, and by the way, I think this is worth noting as well. What do you think the 5 states are that have the highest reliance on SNAP? If you guessed all red states, ding, 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 you're correct. You want to know why? Because they are taker states. They are leeches. The blue states subsidize the United States of America. California gives to the federal government $85 billion more than it takes, whereas Texas takes $75 billion more than it gives. The red states would go bankrupt, just like Donald Trump's favorite fascist leaders like Javier Milei and Viktor Orban, if it wasn't for the blue states funding them. So Louisiana, 18% of the population on SNAP, Oklahoma, 17%, Alabama, 15%, West Virginia, 15%, Mississippi, 14%. By far, red states are the taker states. Blue states subsidize them, only then to have the red states attack the blue states and send National Guard to invade them. Those red states wouldn't exist but for the blue states. And by the way, they love to attack the World Series champ, LA, and the LA Dodgers. But if LA was a state, it would be the 4th largest donor state, the county alone of LA. So where you have Caroline Levitt, Lion Levitt, posting about toilet bowls in the Lincoln bedroom. They're doing new marble and new toilet bowls. That's their priority. California Governor Newsom checks her and says, letting Americans starve doesn't horrify them. Letting healthcare costs triple doesn't horrify this regime. Letting our troops go unpaid doesn't horrify them. A toilet does. Caroline Levitt goes, when I first learned a toilet like that existed in the White House, I was terrified. President Trump is making the people's house more elegant and beautiful for generations of Americans to come. Now, I was fortunate enough to personally attend the Yes on Prop 50 event in Los Angeles, where I live. You have former Vice President Kamala Harris said the following. Play this clip.
Because that's what this is about. It is about reminding folks that we refuse to kneel at the foot of a tyrant. That's not what we do. We stand for the principles upon which our nation was founded. We believe in the Constitution of the United States. We believe in the power of the vote. And we are prepared, when necessary, to fight fire with fire.
California Governor Gavin Newsom was at the event. Let's play the clip that he said right here.
So here we are. Here we are. Days away from this historic election. Days away from sending a message. And a year from now, what this is all about is Democrats getting back on our toes, not our heels, getting our mojo back. I mean, I don't know what happened to us last few months. You know, everybody all, hand wringing and all this. But we're back. The biggest story, you know it. You all know this. I cannot wait for November 5th, November 6th, and all the punditry. Historic victories all across the United States of America. Proposition 50 winning by double digits. A new governor in New Jersey, a new governor in Virginia. Democrats back, united, standing tall and firm for health care. Standing tall to our diverse communities, standing tall for the founding fathers. That's what this election is all about. So I just want to thank you. I mean this, just thank you. I'll end as I began. Thank you for giving a damn.
And separately, former President Obama was in Virginia for Abigail Spanberger's campaign to become the next governor of Virginia. Remember to get out there, Virginia, as well. And here's what former President Obama said. Play this clip.
And all the nonsense we see on the news every day, the over-the-top rhetoric, the fabricated conspiracies, the weird videos of a U.S. president with a crown on his head, flying a fighter jet and dumping poop on protesting citizens. All of that is designed to distract you from the fact that your situation has not gotten better.
Very well said. Oh, there's another event that took place yesterday, my producers are telling me, at Trump International. The supercar soiree. Ooh, so after the Great Gatsby Roaring Twenties theme party, they then did a supercar soiree with Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and other supercars that cost millions and millions of dollars each. Meanwhile, U.S. vehicle repossession surged to their highest level since 2009. Finally, I just want to point out the utter corruption and despicableness of this regime in one final exhibit. Kash Patel, the former podcaster turned FBI director, whose podcast was basically about how much he hates the FBI, he just fired a senior FBI official after public flight data showed that Patel used a $60 million government jet that also cost taxpayers $10,000 an hour to fly and see his girlfriend at a wrestling match at Penn State and then fly her back to Tennessee. The individual who Kash Patel fired is a guy by the name of Steve Palmer, a 27-year veteran of the FBI. His exit was made official on Friday. People don't really know why Palmer was fired. His position did include supervising the FBI's aviation unit, but Patel's flight schedule was readily traceable through photos that his girlfriend posted, as well as public flight tracking data, and that's how it was eventually made public. But there you have it, folks. And finally, I'll just show you what the MAGA Republicans find funny. You have Lauren Boebert, and they dressed up as Mexican word of the day, juicy, and sombreros. Tell me if juicy ice coming Tell me if Juicy Ice coming, they find this funny. I mean, they're racist and despicable humans. They're sick, vile pieces of trash is who they are. I mean, it's very clear who they are. We need to exercise our moral authority and formal authority to call these sick human beings out. We can't mince words. They're sick, vile pieces of trash. And I think I just showed you why. I try to back it up with the facts and the evidence, and that behavior is trash human being behavior. So unbecoming of leaders. Sickening, in fact. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to add the MeidasTouch podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for new updates every single day.